I hate dolls also. My mom gave me 2 small dolls, 4 to 5 inches, as decorations. Those are small dolls, 4 to 5 inches. Those are small. Those are...
At last we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi. At last we will have revenge.
What do you want, Troy Baker?
Let that yawn out.
Don't make me yawn. You can't.
There's no pretending.
Troy Baker.
Will hold you.
Oh no, what are those guys? All right. Oh, those are those other Sams that died? Oh no. Oh no, I'm getting sucked in. He's sucking me? Don't say that. Don't say that. Didn't like that. Okay, gotta grab another. Gotta grab another one. These are doing the most damage, and then I'll swap to... You need more sleep, but Coral Island got me staying up too late. Is Coral Island any good? Why does it sound like I said Coral Island? Don't tell her that. Whatever this I have left. Nothing. If you missed it, that's fine. I don't want to say it again because then you'll just clip it. Or you'll quote it. It doesn't feel as natural. I said he came very aggressively. That's what I said. And I meant to say he came out of there very aggressively. But don't fudge me.
Let's see what we can find on Lou.
I feel like we can trust her. Can she not use her regular hands? I'm not saying her hand necklace isn't cool. It's very cool. It seems like it would come in very handy to use. Very handy, you know? And a respected geophysicist blew the whistle on what he claimed to be the biggest cover-up ever instituted by Earth government. Oh, the discovery of an artifact or marker which proved beyond any doubt that there's alien life in the universe. That's not what they're hiding. Stop. That's not what they're hiding. That isn't the cover-up. Sorry, I hate to say it. We all know what they're covering up. We all know. We know. Still sleeping with no pillow, no blankie, no body pillow to hug. I don't know how he gets any sleep. No anime girl pillow to cuddle with.
Based on our latest assessment, we know where the Ghost Mech base can be.
I do not know what they were barking at. They're being weird. They're being so weird. Around to replenish its tar supply, but be warned that the tar it expels has a restorative effect on catchers. Interesting. The aliens were made by bigger, badder, and more complex aliens. Exactly. As like what chicken and the egg. Like, where did it all start? We'll probably never know. You know? And honestly, maybe that's the whole point.
The connection looks strong.
All right. Let's get going, shall we? All right. Oh, whoa, wrong button. After all these years, 10, 9, 8. You want to be my countdown, Persephone? Of the voice of my producer come in and count down for me? How's it going, guys? Good morning. It is February 10th, 2026. And the Phantom Menace today is Ursa for the 153rd time. Holy cow. Holy cow. Congratulations for that. And thanks for clocking in as well. It's good to see you. We got a Reaper in chat here. Thanks for clocking in, Reaper. Persephobe's here early too. You're here early. Amazing. No late for you. And Mute's here too. Hi, Mute. And there's Darth Torlin. The gang's all here. How's it going, guys? It's amazing what I can do when the bus isn't missed. It really does kind of like throw your whole day off, doesn't it? Doesn't it? I get it. I get it. You might notice it's a little brighter in here this morning. I decided to turn the overhead light on again because it's been kind of a headache using that little spotlight just to light up this. Until I can get lighting for this, I think I'll just use the overhead light. I know it kind of glares off my head a little bit, my shiny dome. How shiny that is. But eventually I want to get lighting set up on this. I still don't know what to do. I would love to, if you guys have suggestions for the lighting, I would love to, we could do a portion of the stream where we're just kind of like looking at lighting suggestions for it. I would assume because of these like rails right here, it's gonna have to be something that goes like maybe underneath right here, like a light strip underneath like that. It'd be very nice not to have to like mess with batteries and actually plug it in. But you did do a stream yesterday. I didn't get to jump in, but I did see the Discord thing. I was like, ooh, I should jump in there. And then yesterday just got away from me. How did it go though? What did you get up to yesterday? Wish me luck this morning stream. Have you ever run across these audio cues? I haven't. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, we're going to do a little more sorting today. Surprise, surprise. We're making progress, guys. We really are making progress, slowly but surely making it through. Yeah, I don't know. It's so hard to tell exactly how much longer we'll be doing this, but I hope you guys are okay with the journey still. I know I keep saying that because I'm like doubting myself, and that's because I'm doubting myself, you know? You built 2 Animal Crossing sets, Celeste and Able Shop. Ooh, Animal Crossing sets. I think Ams likes those Animal Crossing sets, right? Was it Ams? Anyway, that sounds cool. Sounds great. Let me get everything set up here. I got a couple more. Unfortunately, what I've been having to do lately is get this set up for stream, and then after stream, before I start work, I've been having to like get these out of sight because I've also been on camera a lot more for work. Let's swap this way. You know what? No, I was right the first time. Let's go bigger to smaller. How about that? Ooh, there's a delay on that camera. Watch this. So here's my hands, right? Watch. Whoop. Why is there a delay? Why is there a delay? Reaper was there. That's cool. This is my top Lego sorting stream. Thank you so much. You know what? God, it's hot. It is already... Oh, okay. We're going to have to go into weather talk here real quick, because it is ridiculously hot. Okay, well, maybe not ridiculously, but it is warm. I wonder if it's... Should I just open up a window? It's 63 out right now, but it was like in the high 70s yesterday. It was actually like getting a little too hot upstairs, you know? And it's kind of warm in here right now. I might just open the window. 63 should be okay to like get a little, you know, little movement. It ain't the box of detritus I get at the end of the journey. It's the jokes we made along the way. Speaking of Detroit, I did add something really gross to this after stream. I don't know what it is, and I don't want to think about it too much. So why don't you just go ahead and you tell me what that I'm not gonna think about it too much. Here, I'll focus for you. I don't want to know. In all honesty, too, I can take that out if you want. I've just anything that is gonna gets into the little detritus box. I like that word, detritus. Am I saying it right? Detritus. You almost got 365 days of check-ins. That's pretty great, huh? Oh, speaking of MRSA, we love MRSA here. We love the name. We love all of that. I have a question for you, MRSA. I was in Mike Div's stream yesterday, the great divider himself, and he calls you OSK, and I think that's so freaking cool. It's such a cool name. Now, if you just want that to be Mike's name for you, that's totally cool. OSQ, sorry, not OSK. OSQ. It sounds so freaking cool. So if you want us to start calling you OSQ, you just let us know, okay? Otherwise, we'll call you whatever you want. You know? We'll use your preferred name. Mega Block. Why is that so delayed? Why would that be? Let me turn it off and back on again. That is so delayed. I don't know why it's happening. I mean, I guess it's okay, right? I guess it's fine. You know? It's either dog earwax or a decade-old cookie crumb. And you can call me whatever you want. Wow. Promise. Just kidding. Just kidding. It's just, he's so clever. That's such a great, I don't know why. I was just like, hey, that's actually really cool. It does sound like a streamer name. OSQ plays old school RuneScape, you know? You could take this. This has legs, MRSA. You could take it. It's like time travel. It is. It is. You are so right. How are you guys doing today? How was your Mondays? Mine was okay. It was pretty busy at work, but I have not had the opportunity to really like pull myself away at work lately, and I don't like that. I don't like how busy and important I've become. And I fear that's gonna get worse when my boss ends up leaving, you know. Some helicopter blades there. You can call him anything but Sugar Bear. Is that yours? Is that your name for him, Sugar Bear? I don't think that really rolls off the tongue for me, so I don't think you need to be worried about that one. Oh, just thinking of it being dog earwaxes. I'm pretty sure I can't think about this too much. Pretty sure it's some kind of chip or you know, something like that. What do you call MRSA? Of course, you know, if you don't want to share your pet names, that's fine. Mine's pretty boring. We're babe people. You know? Call me a older millennial if you must, but we're a babe family. In this household, we call each other babe. There's a couple like things I called her like before. Like Ashy Badashy. Things like that, but nothing that really stuck for that long, you know. That's about it, you know. We're not big pet name people outside of that. I don't consider Babe to be a pet name though. That's just like, yeah, honey, his actual name, hey. You say, hey, honey, his actual name. Yeah. His God-given Christian name, you know. Stuff like that. Fair. That's fair. Whoa, are you saying Ursa doesn't matter there? Is that what you're saying, Bebo? Saying goodbye this time. Same old story. Seeing you cry. Saying sorry. All right. His actual name Honey because I'm Winnie the Poohing it around everywhere. Hey, it's your castle, man. You do what needs to be done. You know? I have on a couple of calls. I wear shorts. It's Texas. I wear shorts like almost year round. But I have like a polo over here. And so when I have a video meeting, I'll throw that polo on real quick and I'm just like in a polo with my shorts. Really hoping I never have to like get up from my seat. I mean, my shorts aren't indecent or anything. They're normal shorts, you know. It isn't anything scandalous. It's just very funny. Very funny. If I have to be on camera more at work, I'm gonna have to start figuring out a better camera positioning solution. Because one of the ideas for doing this was like I could set this desk up as like a fairly permanent like Lego place, right? Where I wouldn't have to like pick it up every time after I'm done, especially when I'm doing it every day. The problem though is when I get on camera, I'm not like ashamed of it or anything. I just having a bunch of loose Lego in the background that obviously shows that I've been doing something else. It's just not a level of comfort that I'm with my that I have with my coworkers just yet. I did tell my boss's boss that I would show them my my Lego collection next time we're on a call. Because I mean, I'm okay telling people that I like Lego. You know, that's fine. And some people have seen it in the background. It's just it's the loose kind of like it's the loose he's obviously in the middle of playing with his Lego. Well, he's supposed to be working, you know. And hey, true, but I don't need the judgmental tone. Do I roll over here during a boring call, during boring business calls to sort Lego? I sure as heck do. What do you do during boring business calls? Scroll freaking x.com? Are you out there on Twitter? I think sorting the Lego, doing something with my hands while I listen to you drone on and on, I think it should be okay. We should be able to do a little Lego. We should be able to do a little Lego at work. Don't you guys think? We should be allowed to do a little Lego sorting at work. I think. Anyway, I don't know. I don't like the feeling of it being like out like that, you know? So I'll have to figure something out. Right now I kind of blur my background a little bit so it helps. But then you just see a bunch of colorful stuff and like, what's on your desk there? It helps, but, you know, it'd be nice not to have to even think about it. Especially if I just get a random call out of nowhere. Which can happen. Oh, we were going to do the weather. I completely forgot. I was going to do the weather. You guys want the weather segment this morning? Because it was getting a little warm yesterday. Zeke and I played outside a little bit yesterday. He played outside with his mom during the day. And when I was done with work, he played outside some more. I got some steps in, kind of running around yesterday, you know. Better than drugs, alcohol, gambling, crypto, or sports ball. That's true. I mean, I'm sure a lot of them do that, too. I would be shocked if half these people aren't, like, on Kalshi during the workday. You know? I will have to admit, I'm probably a little biased, right? Oh no, I got a hair in my mouth. I'm a little biased, probably. I've been with this company for 15 years. I do think that there's segments of the corporation that are probably a little like, I don't think they really do a lot of hard work, you know? But like, I don't really care. And then the segment I'm in now is some of the like hardest working people. I think my biggest criticism of this group is that they work too much. They work too hard. And that can be a problem. And I'm speaking specifically of like higher ups who are like, Oh yeah, I worked till 8 o'clock on this thing, or after my kids went to bed, I logged on and worked on a spreadsheet. I was like, gross, yuck, you know. But they're setting a bad example. They're setting a poor example for their workforce. Because if you're looking at your boss and he's constantly like putting in extra hours, don't you think that's going to be undue pressure on the people who report to him to do that as well? And then you're just creating a culture. That's how you make a culture at work, you know? That's how it happens, gang. It's all unspoken, you know? Here's some more. Here's some more of these NFC tags. I threw a bunch of them in there for you yesterday. This one looks like it'd be like a Ninjago one or something. And this is another Jurassic Park one. It's got a little Jurassic Park logo on it. So I hope you guys can find uses for those. They're pretty cool. I guess if you still have the game, they would probably work, right? Gambling ads are gross. I have mixed feelings on like normal gambling. And I say normal, what I mean is like not crypto gambling, not freaking stake.com. That's like all shadow funded. Like normal everyday gambling, it can be a problem for people. I guess it'd kind of be like drinking and smoking. Maybe more drinking than smoking. Where it's like it's a vice. You can, if you're super careful, you can probably control the habit, but it's super dangerous, you know. We'll plug them into Dimensions Portal. Ooh. You have to let me know what happens when you do that. So I guess the game is still playable, huh? Oh, what is that? Some kind of Lego cape or a little what do they call that goes over your shoulder? Pauldron? Palindrome? I don't know. We're making waves. We're making our way through this. I guess I could go and do some sip and see stuff. I do have a couple of things up, and I've been meaning to do more of that. I think it'll be good for us. It's a cape. It kind of looks like, you know, the capes are a little bit longer. This one looks like it would go just over a shoulder, don't you think? I guess we could grab a minifigure and find out. Hold on. Here. Baby Doc Ock, I think this is. I don't know. All right, let's see what happens. So you probably have to go, I would guess, alternating over the head. I'm probably doing this wrong, but see how it. I think that's what you do. That doesn't really look right though, does it? Yeah, I thought it was just gonna like go over the shoulder, but it didn't really work out. What if I flipped it, kept it all like this, but flipped it this way? Huh. I might be doing it wrong. I might have done it wrong. I don't know. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Okay. Well, I'm going to put it in with the minifigure stuff. We'll figure it out. Maybe just supposed to look like a scarf or something, maybe? Like a little winter scarf. Could be. Okay. Let's do it. There's a couple of things I've been wanting to look at here. I think let's do... We'll talk a little bit about functional Lego builds today. I think we'll start with this one. Look at this. Beautiful big screen. I have a screen down here to watch it at the same time. Amazing. I think this is one Darth Torlin put in the Discord. I should make sure. Let me make sure of that. Yeah, Dark Torlin put this one in here late last month, building a functional Lego typewriter, which I thought could just be fascinating. It's not super long. Excuse me, but knowing me, we'll never get through it. This is Coin Bricks. I'm not saying that right. I'm aware. I'm not saying that right, but let's watch this one, shall we? We'll go ahead and bring the music down. I do remember the official Lego typewriter set, but it doesn't actually, I mean, I think you can push down some buttons and the ribbons like move, but of course it doesn't actually like write. So I'm thinking that means this is gonna actually write. Let me bring it back to the beginning. Okay, come on, come here, come here, you. Okay, there we go. All right, let's go.
I'm building a functional Lego typewriter because Lego couldn't.
Hold on.
Here is why.
Dang it, I turned it off. Hold on. Wrong one. This monitor right here. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna make this a little bigger. Ooh, maybe too big. There, here's why. We'll never know. And anyway, guys, so what I was thinking. Okay. All right, here we go.
In 2021, they released this incredible set because it managed to mimic the functions of a typewriter. However, my problem is it doesn't actually work in the sense that you can't type a letter back to Lego. So that's why I'm going to build
there we go.
my
That's
own,
better.
Because
that's
if
better.
Lego
Hey, Lars.
couldn't do it, then well, how hard can it be? However, before I even started, I already had a massive issue to solve. A typewriter works with type bars that strike the paper via an ink.
Let me know if it's too loud, not loud
Lego
enough.
does have tiles with character prints on them, but they are not a raised surface. Therefore, going the original ink route will be straight up impossible. So I will have to try and reinvent the typewriter. This is going to be interesting.
Easy, right?
Though whatever I come up with will have to be with these tiles.
Hello, Ghost. Good morning.
I don't believe there is another way
to in. How are you doing?
the alphabet in Lego. My plan is to clip these round tiles onto a square plate, which will prevent them from rotating. And taking inspiration from the motion of a real typewriter, I came up with this contraption.
Mega block.
Place a character tile in there and then launch them onto a large white plate, which will be the sheet of paper for this Lego typewriter. Unfortunately, it didn't really work as I'd hoped.
Oh, he's trying to get it to
I
attach
made a
to
more
the stud, huh?
sophisticated mechanism, which gives the character tile an extra push at the last moment to secure it in place.
Oh.
But that didn't work either. Well, the concept
wait a minute. I assumed what he was gonna do was actually get like real ink, but he's actually affixing a piece of Lego type onto a stud. That's gonna be hard to do though, and hard to do reliably, right? And then you have to take it all apart and pull that piece off if you want to do it again, right? You want that THX loud. Where does it come from? Where the THX sound blares and it gets so loud, and then the guy comes on and says the audience is now deaf. Do you remember that? What was that from? It was from I want to say The Simpsons for some reason, but I don't know if that's right.
But I figured that too much of the energy was lost in the process of rotating the type bar. And besides that, how could I ever fit 26 of these contraptions next to each other? So it was quite evident to me that I would need to come up with a more serious design. But a more serious design? Where does
He's
that
got
start?
the bins, guys, just like me.
No clue. So I simply began by building a frame to hold the 26 key levers, similar to how it's done on the official set. And I reckoned I would just go my own way from there. Honestly, from the moment that typewriter set was released, I always wondered, what if that thing could actually type? So I'm incredibly thrilled that I can finally try and make that a reality. Though I felt building my own from scratch would be easier than messing with Lego's masterpiece. Speaking of the set, I borrowed its keys to use on my machine. Yeah, let's call it borrowed. Then I made a simple prototype to show the idea I have in mind to hopefully make this whole thing work, which is the following. When you press a key, the key lever moves up at the rear. The beam above it is pushed up, and the connected pusher dispenses a character tile out of the gravity-fed magazine. When
Imagine having
the
this
key
much
is
spare
released,
time.
a
I
rubber
wish,
band
man, right?
moves everything to its rest position. However, before I got too excited about this mechanism, there was a rather big issue to solve. Because, as you can see, the key levers sit too close to each other, meaning that the beam of the letter A also triggers the mechanism of the letter Q. Without giving it much thought, I figured I should place the keys further apart horizontally, so there's more room for the mechanisms. Sounds quite logical, right? Though I couldn't even get halfway into this operation, or I already decided to revert all changes, because of how ridiculously big the gaps got between the keys. And since I don't want to make this twice the size of a real typewriter and its Lego counterpart without good reason, I felt I should first try every option I have here. And sure enough, it would later turn out I did not need the extra space after all. But for now, since I was already messing with the keys, I grabbed my chance to link each of them to a rubber band, which by the way was a dreadful task. But thankfully I found this super useful loom hook. I believe it was like 2014 when those bands were a massive hype. Whatever.
Okay.
Once the keys were grouped back together and secured in place,
Too much
solved
technic
the
for me.
spacing issue by moving
Caffeine
the
and
top row of
Dayquil.
keys slightly
Thanks,
backwards
Ghost.
and the
Good
bottom
luck.
row forwards. Now it is
luck.
time to hugely scale up the amount of dispensers. I knew any mechanism I made would require square character tiles to retain their orientation. Lego actually once made a pack of square 1x1 letters, but the only two sets they ever appeared in now both cost around 50 euros. I genuinely almost bought one of them just to do this project, which wouldn't have been a good decision, because you'd need several bundles if you want to write a sentence, let alone a full letter.
Hey, look, there's a
These
rubber
round
band right
tiles
now.
attached to a plate work just as well, and they were only 3 euros a pack. Every key now dispenses a letter of its kind. Next step is to see where that letter needs to go now. I initially thought to build a beam that pushed the letter to the side, where yet another mechanism
way
would
too
then
interesting.
press it onto the white plate. But
He's
just
still
in
going
time,
with that,
it dawned
okay.
on me that I should try to keep things as simple as possible throughout this project. Meaning that if I can simplify or remove a mechanism, I definitely shouldn't hesitate to do so. So I then came up with the idea to use physics to my advantage and borrow its gravity for this project. And while I initially wanted to construct 2 slides that end in the middle,
So
I
smart.
quickly realized that wasn't very achievable anymore. Therefore,
This is
I
getting
settled on a
complicated,
single ramp.
jeez.
But since that requires a steeper angle, the mechanisms below got in my way. So I had to elevate the dispenser rows even higher. And to link the key levers to the dispensers, I
No,
now needed
Ghost, this
longer
is what you do when you don't have bodies buried in your basement. This is what he's like, what? I don't have time to bury any bodies in my basement. Like, I'm building a Lego typewriter. You're writing things down, pretending any of this makes sense. Oh, yes, physics. Yes, definitely. Absolutely physics. I'm with you. A track. I took high school remedial physics.
technique beads. So I had to fetch most of them from the, already not so intact anymore
no.
Lego pool table. But hey,
Oh, jeez.
repurposing bricks.
We might have to watch
that's
this
what
Lego
Lego's
pool
all
table.
about. These white walls I'm building here are to prevent the character tiles from veering off course when sliding down.
Okay, I gotta
Once
say,
I was
so
at-
him taking apart like another build that he did to use its pieces, I need to remember that it's okay to do that. Because my temptation is to build something super cool and then be like, well, now I can never take it apart. But I can't do that. I can't do that. I need to allow myself to reuse the bricks, build something. I have it on camera. I take a lot of pictures of it, look at it for a little while, and then I need to take it apart, you know? Not my regular sets, not like these sets. I mean, like any of the mocks that I build, I need to Because I still have the one that I built, the Duel on the Death Star runes that I built on stream. And one's because I'm super proud of it. Like, I thought it turned out like really good. Especially for not having built in a while, you know. The screams were too loud, so I need a mechanism to soundproof when the door closed. I don't get that from this guy. I get like, how could he possibly do anything like that when is he gonna have the time to stalk people? You know, he doesn't have time to plan the kill like Dexter. He's too busy doing this.
All I had to do was build the same on the other side. Now it is time for the next big chapter, making a mechanism that presses the letters onto the white plate. I first marked out the area where the character tiles need to land. But with these yellow track borders, visibility is, well, rather awful.
I'm gonna do wing pieces in this one.
Then
that was just random pieces.
Quest began to stop the sliding down characters in such a way so they keep their original orientation. And just when I was getting fed up with trying new designs that all did not work, I checked this slow motion footage. And that gave me a brilliant insight in how and why the pieces were rotating on impact. And after going through every
this is a
Lego archive,
this is a Mega Bloks. It's a very odd piece. Here, let me go full screen for just a second. It's a very weird piece. I don't know if I've seen this one before or what it would have come from. This one might not be from my original collection. Look at that. The freaking delay is really bad. Here. What if I should unplug it and plug it back in if that would help? I've never seen that one before. Huh. Well, you know what that means? It's going into Mersa's box of detritus. OSQ's detritus box. Looks like a 2010s cutout leggings design. Specifically from the 2010s. I think you're right. That's the era. Maybe a small ring light. You want me to get a small ring light for the table? There are ones that attach to phones. You're right. Do you think it might get rid of some of these shadows that I have here? I don't think those will be a huge deal when I don't have all these containers reflecting light all around, but it's fairly easy to just hit that light, you know, fairly. There, I hit it twice without, you know. Yeah, maybe not just yet, but I'll take it under advisement for sure. Iron, hi, welcome. Thanks for clocking in. It's good to see you. Let's see. Let me clear these guys here so I don't get behind on any of them. There we go. Okay. Let's go back, shall we? Oops, sorry, wrong one. I want this one. This one. We're watching a guy build an actual working Lego typewriter, which has been fascinating so far. Oh, might be less glare, maybe. Yeah, it'll be softer.
Rotates the character tile 90 degrees to its end position. I think this might just be the final design, but I'll still keep a careful eye on it for now. Moving on to the pressing mechanism. This pusher will handle that task. And I'm connecting it to this rotating frame right above the key levers.
Oh, okay.
And I tensioned the whole thing using a rubber band. Now, when a key is pressed, it first dispenses a character tile, then the frame is pushed back and tensions the mechanism.
And when you let it go
of the key, the pusher will press the character tile that has slid down by then onto the white plate. At least that's what I had imagined, but reality was a little harsher. Mainly because of how poorly I structured the mechanism compared to the force required to pull back the rubber band. But this is something I actually did on purpose. You see, I often build a very simple first prototype to simply check if the main principle of a mechanism works. And when I'm convinced it might work, then I'll build a more sophisticated design. Just like what I've done here. However, weirdly enough, it still didn't work.
Oh, jeez.
So the only thing I could still think of was to change the rubber band's location. And luckily, that did the trick. though only for the right side of the keyboard, because there was still some flex in this frame. Therefore, I strengthened it once more, and while I was there, I also added some pieces.
So many pieces going into this. Jeez.
Of key levers to all trigger the mechanism with the same effectiveness. And that's another step.
Yeah, the music
closer
is coming
to a
from the video,
finished
yeah.
Product. But we're also not that close just yet, because now it's time to build the movable carriage that holds the white plate. How am I ever going to pull this off? I genuinely have no clue yet, since it needs to move in the horizontal and vertical axes. Let's start with the vertical movement. I immediately noticed that this large plate won't cut it because of its height. To resolve this problem, I made this foldable sheet, so that it can start low and rise up every time you filled a line. My first instinct was to use these
I need
arch
another
pieces
mechanism.
to make a garage door style construction, but then upside down. That's when I stumbled upon these pieces that date from the 1970s. And
Ooh,
I
what are those?
strongly believed these were perfect. Because they are the only chain pieces ever
chains,
manufactured
okay.
that have studs on them.
Oh,
Which means they can very easily hold the individual segments.
that's
However,
pretty cool.
The issues of not so strong stud connections on bricks from 50 years ago.
Yeah, his music
and
is a
the fact
little
that the
on the
lines
loud
didn't sit
side.
Exactly horizontally straight, ended up leading me back to the upside down garage door ID. But of course, with a significantly more thought through approach. And to actually adjust the height, I opted for a simple string reel, which allows me to adjust.
There's so
the
many
height
mechanisms in
manually,
this. That's so
as
funny.
I felt that would be the easiest here. But don't
I
worry,
thought he was gonna actually just
horizontal
dip like, you know, they would actually have like ink in it, you know. So this is pretty fascinating that this is the direction he went. I assumed he was gonna actually make one that had ink in it, you know, which I think actually would have been easier to do, right? Maybe.
Will of course need
The music
to
kind of
happen
goes in and out
automatically.
too.
But how? That's a terribly good question. Because I need it to stop perfectly aligned with each stud on the white plate. After a little thought, I figured to make a mechanism with a rubber band. Man, I
Another
seem to
mechanism.
be obsessed with rubber bands this project.
Sure,
Guess
you'd have
once
to. I
you
guess you'd have to
discover
use some
the
non-Lego
capabilities of a
elements for
certain
that.
object,
Yeah.
It's easier to see opportunities to use it elsewhere. Or maybe it's more like tunnel vision, and it's just the first thing I could think of, and simply didn't bother considering anything
A
else.
Braille one, maybe.
Whatever it was, I honestly think this is a very well functioning mechanism. The only problem is that you need to reload those loose bricks, but I'll address that in a minute. Soon, all these rubber band tensioned mechanisms would form a big issue for the weak frame. But right now, I had an even bigger one, because I noticed that these bricks get so compressed by the rubber band, they get to sit closer to each other compared to when they are attached to a plate like usual. To fix this, I replaced half of the bricks with these pieces that have a stud on the side, because they are just ever so slightly wider than a regular 1x1 brick. I was very glad that this fixed the issue, because this was the only possible fix I could think of. So sometimes you just have to be a little lucky, I guess. Manually reloading really wasn't a big deal for me, but I tried to automate it anyway, by adding another beam that pushes the loose bricks back, so they can be reloaded more easily.
I love how many mechanisms deep are we at this point? He's like, here's a problem. I'm gonna build a mechanism to fix this, which I guess is just, you know, that's engineering, right? Repurpose a Braille system to do color stamper instead, so all the letters would be made up of Lego nip dots. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah. Little Lego Lego nips. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Entirely convinced yet, and the same was true for basically every other mechanism on this build. Therefore, I spent another full week refining every aspect of this machine, which was an incredibly tedious
I like
and
his build area.
time-consuming task, involving constant minor adjustments, in the hope this would ultimately lead to a smaller margin of error for the final product. Now, after 3 months of hard work, I can finally present to you the functional Lego typewriter.
All right. Jeez, it's huge. I love that. The amount of mechanisms to make it work are really cool, though. Wow.
Let's see if this thing actually works. But first, let me quickly talk you through some of the most noteworthy changes. I began by placing the dispensers on a stair structure, so that the drop is roughly the same height for every letter. I then made this contraption on the side to connect the spacebar to the carriage moving mechanism without interfering with the other keys. And here I got rid of the second beam pushing the bricks back for easier reloads, because sadly it was too unreliable. Then there was the paper sheet that would dent in when you try to press a letter onto it, which I fixed by adding as many support bricks as possible while preserving the curving ability. And lastly, with the remaining yellow bricks, I finished off the design by adding lots of tiles and curved slopes.
That does make it look really cool.
You first load the magazines with the character tiles on their sides. This is because they rotate 90 degrees at the end of the slide down. So this should ensure that they are properly oriented in the end. But you'll soon see for yourself how that will work out.
Oh boy.
Typing a character consists of 2 steps. The first step is pressing down a key. This pulls back the pusher at the rear, sliding the carriage into position. Meanwhile, at the front, the large black beam is pushed back, tensioning the pusher, while simultaneously a character tile is dispensed. This then slides down, and now it's time for step 2. When the key is released, the pusher slams the character onto the paper. And there you go. When you finish typing a full line,
and the paper moves,
roll up the paper a little, loosen the rubber band, slide the carriage back, reload
you have to slide the carriage. Okay.
Then you move this tool into position, lower the paper again until the tiles from the previous line rest on it, which ensures the correct height for the new line. Swing the tool back and you're ready to continue typing.
Wow.
With the official typewriter set, you receive a letter from Lego. So I thought it'd be funny to type a letter back using this machine. I'm still so amazed.
I'm still working on it to this day.
Works. Though a build of mine can't be without a few issues.
Mega Block?
And the first one can be seen here. The letters sometimes end up in a wrong orientation, because they occasionally rotate when they are dispensed. Other times the character tile isn't pushed firmly enough onto the paper. But you know what? A real typewriter also isn't perfect. When you don't press a key hard enough on there, you'll end up with a vague mark instead of a clear character. Or apparently you can have a sticking type bar. And with the fact that I built this thing only using
Morning,
Lego bricks,
Ams.
I am
Thanks for
still
clocking in. How you doing?
Pleased with this result. After quickly correcting the misaligned characters, my letter was done. It is written
kind
in
regards.
a somewhat unconventional style due to the limited selection of characters available.
Your toy fills my days with limitless creative crafting. Kind regards, this guy.
This guy. Poetic, actually. Now, there's a good reason
this
why
the new
typewriter
wallpaper? It
isn't in our
is.
day-to-day lives anymore. So sadly,
We finally got
won't
to
be
it.
using this thing on a daily basis from now on.
Well, of
Something
course.
I do still use on a daily basis is the Lego navigation system I designed last video.
What?
Thanks so much for watching.
Why?
And I'll catch you in the next one.
Wait, why? Hang on. I'm going to have to add this to the list. Hold on. This one needs to go on to the list. Do we want to... I'm really... Why would you need a Lego navigation system? I like it, though. I like it. Spooky Deer, hello. How's it going? And we got a Clumsy Artist, too. Good morning to you as well. Thank you both for clocking in. How's it going? Nobody's late this morning. Look at us. Look at us being responsible people. Good job. Wouldn't you love a bunch of tiny, sharp plastic flying around during a car accident? Ooh, I didn't think about that. What if it's the only thing that survives? It stays apart. I can copy this one for later. Let's see. Let me put this in the Discord, because that one might be kind of cool to go back and see as well. Paste that here. Enter that. Lego CarPlay. Interesting. Interesting. Boop. Well, hello, everybody. You'll start waking up earlier. Yeah. All right. Well, that was interesting. I think I actually enjoyed watching that more than I thought I would. I like seeing smart people like solve problems like that. I could never. I would never start a project like that, and then I would totally quit. Like, I really would, you know? I would quit when I was like, oh yeah, this isn't going to work the way I thought. Anyway, on to the next thing. So I appreciate people who are able to challenge themselves to like, here's something I want to try, and then they just don't give up on it till they make it work, you know? Even if at the end it's like it's not perfect, it sometimes doesn't work. It's like, what are you going to do, you know? Yeah, she's getting close. She's getting close there, Clumsy. 153 versus 158. It's happening. It's happening. Bring that down just a little bit more. Spooky Deer, did you make it into the office yet this morning, or are you still pre-commute? Pre-commute. I don't know why that sounds weird. Why wouldn't you want it? Why wouldn't you want sharp plastic, huh? You don't want to wake up at 5:50. I feel you. I mean, listen, you're a student in college. You should you need your sleep, you know? I get it. You know, there's always a chance here too, guys. I don't want to give up on this whole thing entirely. But this year is going to be very interesting. For like maybe different kinds and or times of streams, you know? Come on. I can't get this separated. I'm going to have to... There we go. Thank you, brick separator. I was a little worried I was going to break them because they're brown, you know? The brittle brown. All right. So yeah, I'm thinking, you know, I don't know. Maybe one of these days. I love streaming in the morning, but I could see a world that we're going to live in very soon where it's just not practical anymore. I don't know when, but I could see a world where maybe the morning streams don't happen. I dragged you over to CST. I'm so sorry. It is the superior time zone, but I didn't have anything to do with that. That wasn't me. I didn't do shit. I didn't do this. I didn't do anything. I have two I think you should leave references in the new Spooky Deer video too, by the way. Which I'm making progress on. We're moving and grooving. Oh no, Mike, leave. Don't leave me, Ursa. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Stick with me. You never know what might happen. I hate that I have branded my entire channel off of morning streams, but you know what? We've modified things before. We'll modify them again. We'll do what needs to be done. Is stream super delayed or is it the scroll bar? Let me see. I don't know. There is always a delay, right? Here, let me see. It pops right up as soon as I do it in chat, but that doesn't mean that you guys won't see a delay on your side. Chat's probably faster than the normal delay of the video. But yeah. Or make sure you haven't scrubbed through. Make sure you're actually on the live. I did that one time. I was on a Loot Magoot stream, and for some reason it had like rewound at like even like 20-30 seconds. So I wasn't technically live. And I was like, people are saying things before I see things happen. What's happening? Started to have a little crash out. Like, what is wrong with me? I need to go to a doctor. So what's the answer to what? Oh, is the stream super delayed? I think the scroll bar is fine. Whether or not the stream's delayed, I couldn't tell you that. It looks fine on my end. I put in chat a message and it showed right up in the scroll bar. So if you're seeing a delay to that, then it's just a normal like stream delay, you know? So I don't know. It's so weird that our stream streaks are now on different days. It's probably because you missed a few days. Let's see. There we go. Miserable. What do you guys think about that? Let's just say, in a world where they have to make me go into the office a lot, and in a world, I don't know. I've been thinking about that a lot. I definitely think things are going to change at some point. The writing's on the wall at this point, but I'm trying not to like overreact and make it change too early when I don't need to yet. But it's definitely starting. The march of the corporate machine has started, you know? There was like a 2-second delay from Non's message in chat to the scroll bar. Yeah, if yours is later than that, it might be, you maybe try to refresh or something. Surprise Riz as an EB girl too, Lutz Magoots? Lol. I'm gonna rewire you. Hey. You're the one who's supposed to be nice to droids. I'm the one who's supposed to be mean to them. But you know, I'm always late. Hey. Alright, have I kind of made it through most of the stuff in this? Most of the stuff I have containers for in front of me, that is. Hey, look, a Minecraft sword. A wooden sword. Cool. There is a delay for me on this camera. Watch Ams. I have my hand here and I go. So there's a delay on this camera and I'm not sure what's causing it. It probably would be fixed if I just unplugged it and plugged it back in, but I don't know if I can be bothered. I'm a little worried that it's going to break, you know? Yeah, I would try a refresh first as like a first step. Otherwise, everything on my side seems okay. It's either then your internet or just Twitch is just being Twitch, you know? Which is very, very likely. Child is throwing a fit because they don't have a boat and he wants to go faster. We don't have a boat and he wants to go faster. I love those parents saying, like showing a picture of their kid crying and then telling what he's crying about. Yeah. Oh, kids. You love them, you know? Like, I'm sorry we don't have a boat, buddy. Why don't we have a boat? Because I make a meager salary, okay? Or our favorite is like, why do you have to work today? Well, because you like to eat food and have a roof above your head. What'll happen if you don't work? I'll get fired. What'll happen if you get fired? I won't have any money. What happens when we don't have money? We starve. But I get it. Like, kids ask questions like that because they're trying to figure out how the world works, you know? And sometimes he says, that doesn't sound fair. And I say, you know what? You're right, buddy. You're absolutely right. It doesn't sound fair. What are you going to do about it? You know? We got to do something about it. All right. I don't want to be one of those parents that's like, life isn't fair, buddy. Deal with it. However, that is a lesson that we need to learn. There's just got to be a healthier way to learn it, you know? Felt very dismissive when I was a kid, you know? That's not fair. Life's not fair. As if that makes everything that happens like okay, you know? Buy a boat, you horrible man. You do not love your kid? You know? I'd say if you can find a softer light to illuminate your table versus a phone light, it would look nicer. Well, right now I'm not using the phone light at all. This is with the phone light on. I only turn that phone light on when I'm like wanting to get like a close up and I can't quite see like a darker piece. Otherwise, I turn it off. Come on. Come on. Turn off. Dang it. It's like I can hit this every time. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. I don't use it very often, so I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Now, if everybody's saying we want more close-ups, Nonder, we want to see those pieces, then I could consider that, you know? I could understand that. I must not be here enough. I think it looks great. I think it's fine for what we need right now. Yeah. But you never know. You never know. Guys, I gotta do taxes this week. I gotta get in my tax game. I've been putting it off because I have so many other things I should be doing as well. But my goal is this week I need to get my taxes at least started. It'd be nice to be done with them, but at least I need to get it started. I'm hopefully gonna try to get my biggest reduction yet. I hope deduction, Mega Block. Because I'm gonna claim a lot of stream gear from this past year, which I wrote down everything. Went and found my receipts. It's actually not as much as I thought it was going to be. I kind of thought I was like, oh, this is going to be a lot of money. It's not that much money, really, honestly, you know. I think I've spent more. It wasn't that bad, you know. I have been a little more selective lately, especially, you know. Hello. How do we say this? Flinkfly? Is it like YouTube Flinkfly? YT Flinkfly? Hello, good morning. It's so delayed. We did ours 3 weeks ago and you're still waiting? Oh no. Ugh. Dang it. Dag nabbit. I guess I better get on it then. I did my mother-in-law's for her like a week or so ago. I'll have to check with her and see if she got hers yet. Waves crash down on me and take me away. Yeah. All right, so this is a little 1x. 2 little 1x plates stuck to each other. This is gonna be harder to. Oh no, never mind. Piece of cake. Easy peasy. I wasn't worried about it at all. I'm not worried about it. And forever somehow we'll be together. I knew it. As soon as I saw the edge of this, and I was like, that's a Mega Block. And sure enough, it's a Mega Block. Get out of here. You're going over to OSQ's house. Get out of here. All right. Do I have everything? I might. We never file earlier than mid-March. I usually do it as soon as my W-2 hits. I'm like, boom, I got it. But I've just been, there's a lot of work I have to do this time to do these deductions, so I've been putting it off, even though I really need to. I wonder if it's Wisconsin state law to have their W-2s by January 30th, no matter what. Maybe. Like, I have my W-2. I haven't actually done the tax thing yet, you know. They do give ours fairly early as well. I've been putting it on, you know. No, I'm not I'm just waiting for the motivation to go do that. I have everything I need. Everything I need is right there, you know. I guess I do still need to go through the streams and see which Lego sets I built on stream. Because if I built a Lego set on stream, I'm counting that as a work expense, you know? Here's hoping we don't get audited, guys. The one time I decide to do it, I all of a sudden get audited. But I have the forms from Twitch showing I'm essentially like a contractor, so it shouldn't be out of the realm of. And if I do get audited, I can prove it all, you know? I ain't trying to get away with nothing, you know? We're not committing tax fraud. We're legally using the system the way it was designed to help people with small businesses, you know? But yeah, I'm trying not to get too excited about having a good return because I don't know. Same. Spooky, let's do our taxes together. Want to jump on a Discord call and do taxes with me? I don't know about you guys, but I'm so hyped to do taxes. It's easy. It's super easy. It's not as intimidating as we make it sound. Especially the younger you are, you'll be like, what is everyone talking about? And that's fine, you know? It's like, enjoy it. Enjoy it, you know? Maybe you might even get a return this year, huh? Man, for a while there, like, you know, we would get a couple thousand every year around this time, and that's very helpful coming off of like Christmas, you know. Ursa said she's waiting. Okay. I assume now I'm in out. No, you're not. You own a piece of the company and you need a K2. Yeah, you get fancy like Ursa, and then your tax situation gets more complicated. You know, the fancier you get. Once you're a boss who owns capital, das Kapital, things are different for you. You're working on a different plane, you know. Once you own a company, I have like 2 things to input as a young adult. Now it's like 40 exactly. Yeah. So enjoy it, you know, if it's fun and you're looking forward to it. I liked it for a long time too. And I don't hate it now. I just have to actually sit down and do it. And that's executive dysfunction for you, you know. It's always the end of February, March for the accountant to get it to us. He's a little early this year, which is good, but still takes us time to get stuff to the accountant. So his file around mid-March. That's fair. Not to be controversial, but I don't want to pay any federal taxes until my government stops doing things that help people or starts doing things that help people again. You know what? That's a mood. That is a mood, and that I completely understand that. Also, though, I also would like to not go to jail, please. Because I think at this point, they're just going to be looking for excuses to start throwing people in prison. So, you know, as tempting as that sounds, don't give them a reason, man. You know, as tempting and as moral as that sounds, right? You're much better to us. You're much better to us outside than in, you know? That's another voice, that's another vote, that's another person who can really like help move things. And once you're in that cell, you ain't gonna be voting, brother. You know? That's why they take that right away from you when you do something wrong, because they can jail people if they step out of line because they were politically. Wow. Anyway, let me stop right there. I'll gladly pay my state tax, but I wonder why on earth am I paying 20% of my income to this? Yeah, exactly. There's like 5 people at the IRS, and I'm at the end of the alphabet. They'll be like, whatever, just throw them in there. However, I wouldn't underestimate their ability to be fascist, you know? I mean, they have AI, so like they're gonna be like, hey Grok, find me all of the people in here who maybe have like, I don't know, let's say light left-leaning policies, scour their social media, and then find me any infraction on their taxes at all, and then prison them, please. Grok, please do that for me. Thank you, Grok. It's like Discord wanting us to give them our ID. It's like, first off, you know who I am. Let's not be silly. However, I'm not going to give you my ID so that you can scrub through my message history and see that I'm like against Trump and then label me a domestic terrorist in your system. Like, I'm not going to do that. Like, if you guys want to do that to me, you're going to have to work for it. It's ridiculous, you know? Enjoy the potholes. Yeah. Yeah, you enjoy your potholes, you, gosh, what is it called? You anarchist. Did you guys see that amazing Kid Rock performance? There was like 3 mic flips between the lip sync. He kept singing, but he was flipping the mic. Does he still flip the mic around? How many Discord orbs to not get face scanned? It's funny. It's funny. All this state monitoring under the guise of protecting children is a bunch of bull honky, you know? Preaching to the choir, I know, but they're just gonna get to us to the point at some point where we just like, yeah, like where can we go? Like, they're gonna get to the point where like it doesn't matter what app you use, they're everywhere. They're in the whole thing. And it's like, I don't know, at what point do we just say, I guess I'm done? Like, I guess I'm just done. I guess I need to connect with people IRL or something. Gross, right? Yuck. Could you imagine, like, I don't know, what am I supposed to do? Go get my oil changed and like meet a fellow Texan who actually seems like he has a decent head on his shoulders, right? How am I supposed to do that? That's not going to happen. I'll just suffer the baby mode. That's what I was thinking too. If Discord decides my nearly 6-year-old account is owned by a baby. Yeah, I mean, the baby mode didn't seem like it was going to be too problematic, but I'm worried that it's just the beginning, right? And all it would take, honestly, is another young kid getting radicalized into doing something horrible. And then they'll be like, see, he did it all on Discord. Discord's evil. We got to protect the kid. We got to stop these radicals. That's all it will take, you know? Which is the scarier part to me, you know? All those radicals are on their Discords, and then they'll start the whole, you know, they'll spit up the whole propaganda machine about how Discord is doing X and Y, and Discord's only a place where left wing, you know, wackos hide out. And that's how they'll spin it, you know? Where is this? I know I have something for the 2s. There we go, right there. Something. I don't know why I said something. Yeah, meanwhile, Roblox just trucks along. Yeah, exactly. My girlfriend got me on Discord to escape Messenger, but now that Discord is doing this, where am I supposed to go? I'm more interested in Discord than I was in Messenger. True, yeah. You can just avoid the face stuff. It'll censor you. Yeah, it'll censor like things that it thinks are like adult content, which is fine with me. I do not want to be sharing any adult content on Discord of all places. Like, I think that's it is and always has been a bad idea. You shouldn't be doing that. But it is your right as an adult to do so, you know. So yeah, that part wouldn't really affect me. And then like I think there's a couple other things. I guess we could look. Should we look at it? Let's look at it. Let's see if we can find it. It'll assume you're like a. It'll assume you're like anything rated for like teen. Okay, so if you're not age verify on Discord, you'll be moved. Let's look at this. You will be moved. Let me get this out of the way. You'll be moved to a teen account next month. Okay. Age verification will become mandatory for many Discord users who want to keep full access to the gaming-focused messaging platform. Gaming? I don't know. Discord announced on Monday they'll be moving accounts to teen by default settings to create a safer, more inclusive experience for those ages 13 to 18. It'll apply to new and existing users from early March. No thanks. Discord hasn't confirmed an exact launch date yet. Let's see. Some users won't need to follow age verification if Discord's own age inference model, so they're running a model on us, if that tech automatically confirms that you're an adult, which I would assume they'd look at, okay, the age of the account is, as long as Discord's been around, you're probably fine. Let's see. A spokesman spokesperson for Discord told PC Mag the feature uses information such as account tenure, device and activity data, and aggregated high-level patterns across Discord communities. I don't know about you guys, but I love them getting patterns on our Discord use. I love that. That's not scary at all. That's not scary at all. Coleman, hi Coleman. Thank you for clocking in. And True Celt, how you doing? I'm going to use big words, put periods at the end of my sentences, and use a copious amount of office gifts so they clock me as adult. You need to stop. You need to be stopped. Because why did you just describe how I use social media? The office gifts is really what got me. That you nailed me there. Really pinned the tail on the donkey, as they say, for that one. I hate that my god kid plays just riles me up every time they bring it up. Yeah. I mean, under the right supervision is probably fine, but it's just it feels like a super unethical company and kind of terrifying. But I wouldn't judge any parent as long as they're aware of what's going on, you know. Temig wants to know where you do share your adult content. That's between me and my wife. Am I right? Am I right? All right. You know? Not on Discord, I'll tell you that much. I mean, if you've been paying for Nitro, they have to have exceptions, right? I mean, well, then the workaround will just be like, give them money and they'll turn the other way, you know? Yeah, the solution to child predator is putting all teens in one area. Yeah, let a 40-year-old man's account be classified as a teen account so that he can get along with the other fellow teens, you know? That would be a great idea. Good luck on your commute, Spooky Deer.
No signs.
Coleman, you gotta go. I'm so sorry.
Life anyway.
Why are they here? Yeah, exactly. No sign of intelligent life anywhere. Coro Unhinged also just clocked in. Hi, Coro. Your man's leaving, so you're here with us. Thank you for replacing him. All right, anyway, so let's see. Brand confirmed it won't use private messages as part of this process, and if the age inference model doesn't confirm they're an adult, they'll be asked to prove their age through other methods. Select Discord communities are age-gated by default on teen accounts, and some content won't be available until you prove you're an adult. It will also enforce content filters for select multimedia, thought to be sensitive, and you won't be able to unblur images until you confirm your identity. So you won't be able to unblur images, and there'll be filters from multimedia thought to be sensitive. It's just like, what are they going to say is sensitive, though? Who's going to set that? So, and if you blur an image out of like a joke because of like a spoiler or something, you won't be able to unblur. I mean, yeah. Hi, people who just can't. Ayo. That's an adult Discord converse. We haven't verified our ages yet. We can't talk about that. Yeah, no unblurring. Other restrictions include a warning when a friend request arrives from someone Discord believes you may not know. That's fine. I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with that. It'll reroute messages from users you haven't previously connected to a separate inbox. This here is not a big deal to me at all. That's fine. That's fine. I don't want messages from... I can't have messages from people who aren't friends anyway, which should be the default. But like, that's fine. I guess the only thing that might be weird is like if... I think Octi was saying that sometimes she'll put images up and blur them for spoiler reasons. Like, oh, here's an image from A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, which, by the way, great show, and I want it all right now, please. And I'm tired of waiting weekly. But that's all I'll say. But if I wanted to put an image up and just blur it for like, hey, here's a spoiler, or I don't know, if somebody got a cut and somebody's hesitant about blood or spiders, or a spider photo, you know? A spider photo, something like that. Something that just, sometimes there's a reason to blur things that isn't just like because it's a body part, you know? Sometimes, you know? But I don't know. That doesn't seem that bad, but I am worried that it's just the beginning, right? That's not going to be enough for them once they start confirming ages. And then again, something happens and somebody complains that Discord should be doing more to protect the kids. they're not doing enough. I'm worried that then they'll be like, okay, well, now, in addition to that, we're also going to be like, I don't know, like, what would be the next step, you guys think? You're back. Welcome back, Coleman. You just tell that customer, get out of here. We're not open yet. You're not allowed in here. Right? All this tech enhancement stuff is going to backfire and make people Luddites. I mean, that's what it feels like, right? It's like if you have to be worried about organizing on social media now, right? If you have to be worried about like, I got to be careful what I say because Discord has my ID, so I don't want to be labeled as a domestic terrorist for expressing discontent about my government, rightfully and legally so. Then I'm not going to do my organizing on Discord. So where do you go then? And it feels like they know that we do our organizing on places like that. So they're going to slowly but surely make those places uninhabitable so that we leave and then we just don't organize at all. We don't talk about things. We don't have a chance to like, you know, explain how we're getting shafted, you know, because there's nowhere for us to talk now. I guess we'll just have to start talking in real life, which could be the opposite thing than they want us to do, you know? Yeah, it's just a weird time. Exactly. Yeah, it makes me feel weird about it. Maybe I'm being conspiratorial, but it does make me feel a little uncomfy about who has access and control to that stuff, you know? We got Discord kids like YouTube kids? Absolutely, yeah. We're going to have a Discord kids app. To be fair, when my kid gets a little older, we have a house Discord. Actually, Ashley and I were just hanging out in there last night, playing some Coral Island together. But like, I wouldn't mind him having access to that, but like, only to that, right? And as his parent, I would be incredibly careful with like where he hangs out, who he hangs out with. Probably wouldn't even tell anybody that he has that account. You know, he wouldn't be on the pre-work coffee club, you know? But if we ever like, we were talking the other day, I told him when he gets older and we need like to get a little computer for the family room for him to like do schoolwork on, I was like, we could start playing Minecraft on like, we could make a Minecraft server and play Minecraft together. And he's like, when can we do that? I said, it's going to be a while. It's going to be a while. He doesn't need one yet. I'm going to hold off as long as I possibly can. But yeah, like at that point, it would be really cool to get him hooked up with that. But in a way that's like, you know, protected and age gated. So like in a way, like saying that this account is actually a child isn't a horrible idea to me, right? Like me as a parent kind of claiming that account to say, this is my child. This is the age that they are. Make sure that it's locked down, right? Make sure that nobody can access. Basically, make sure nobody can see it. No one should even see that it's active, you know? Yeah. Are they doing this because of Australia or whatever country does the age restriction? I know Australia does that. They're not doing that because of Australia though. It's because it's control, you know? We're just going back. People would push to deep dark web and piracy. See, that's even more scary, right? Because you're kind of right about that. Like, yeah, people will find a way. You know, it's just like the age verification for let's just say scandalous websites. I 100% agree. We gotta protect our kids from seeing things that they shouldn't be seeing at the age that they are. But then like, you're just pushing people to like weird corners of the internet and it gets weird. And I don't want anybody to get weird, you know? It's too scary. But yeah, you're right. If there's not mainstream ways of accessing, and I'm not even talking about adult content, but just like accessing communications in general, I don't know. I recall when I was a kid, the idea of piracy was so easy. I didn't care about the aftermath if I downloaded from the wrong link. As an adult, though, I'm terrified of trying the high seas. Yeah. Oh man, viruses were so prevalent in that era of like BitTorrent and stuff like that. Jeez. I bet he just sorted a gray piece. Did I? I'm a little behind on chat, so. It wasn't a joke. It genuinely makes me afraid to try something risky with my hard-earned computers. Yeah, because it's like mine, you know. The high seas is just another term for, yeah. I'm also terrified of it. I got a virus one time trying to pull up the menu to a local restaurant. Imagine how easy getting a virus would be if I pirate it. It's very easy. Like, they're loaded, you know? There's a discussion of how this will take away third spaces from children that already don't have many to begin with. True. Yeah. I mean, kids need to be able to communicate as well, you know? Which I guess is nice that they're not just saying no kids allowed at all, you know? I think you should be allowed to use it with parental supervision. Your parents, you got to know what their kids are doing. Oh my gosh. I'm speaking to myself, you know? We gotta pay attention. Gotta pay attention. And teach them about stuff and not just, you know, go play outside. Concrete. It's so true. Yeah, go play outside. And it's just a concrete jungle. Concrete jungle where dreams are made of. And there's predators out there too. You know, it's like, God, it's scary to be a parent. It's really scary to be a parent, guys. Especially if a young boy, like, I still don't know. I'm going to try my darndest to just make sure this guy doesn't turn out to be a jack, you know what, you know? That's really, like, as long as he doesn't get red pilled and he's nice, I'll whatever else he wants to do, I'm cool with. You know? Gosh. I'm hoping by the time he gets old enough, the whole red pill thing isn't a thing anymore, but it probably always will be in some form or another, you know? Yeah. Can I say I'm tired of the Alicia Keys song "Girl on Fire"? That girl is on fire. Why are you sick of it? You just hear it a lot? The only exception. The only exception. I don't really hear that one a lot. I know it, but I don't guess I hear it a lot. I have a friend that pirates everything. I'll just have him hook me up. I mean, honestly, probably the safest way to, you know, if you're gonna do it at all, I guess, you know, get somebody else who knows what they're doing. But I don't know. I think there's a conversation about pirating that I don't have a fully fledged out thought. And especially it's hard because we know that they're making it increasingly hard to access content. And they're becoming increasingly greedy, like ads on Amazon Prime. I'm looking at you, Bezos. They're making it harder and harder and harder for me to be like, you know, I get it. If you guys want to pirate stuff, I get it. I totally understand. That's fine. I'm not going to clutch my pearls about the $1 million company. However, I think there's a conversation that's really interesting about the difference between, like, you know, how much we think that it is bad for AI to steal people's content and repurpose it to their own, you know, to use it their own, and pirating and stealing content as well. I know it's not a direct correlation 1-to-1, but like it feels similar to me, you know, which is why I don't do a lot of pirating. I feel like if I'm not willing to pay the price that they're wanting for it, then I'm going to stop paying for it. Because I think that sends a better message to them that, like, hey, people, we hit our max, you know. We're not gonna pay for that beyond a certain point, right? Just because it's literally too much, you know. There's too much going on. I'm about to have to sign up for a service that tells me what I'm subscribed to, so I can go through and start deleting them all. Let me pay for another service to do that for me. That'd be cool. I love how Netflix is removing their original shows like She-Ra. That's ridiculous. Like, hey, we made this thing. It's the only place you can see it. And now you can't see it at all. Bye-bye. Just go hang out. Malls are closed. Parks are not maintained. Public transportation sucks. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, maybe if the intent was like, hey, we're going to make, like, you know, our country a safe, livable place with, you know, beautiful parks and public properties and libraries and maybe a little socialism. And because we want to get kids back outside and we don't want them behind their computer screens 24/7, I could get on board with that. You know, if you invest in those spaces first, I could be convinced of that. I think that's rather great. rather great. Yeah. I don't know what that is. Some kind of, I think it was an old rubber band. Roadie. All right, I think I've gotten everything out of here that I want to and can. And we're getting close to quitting time. Quitting time. 15-second commercial, 2-minute and 30-second commercials, 1 minute 30-second commercials, about 6 commercial breaks in an hour. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how many ads are on Amazon Prime, a service that you pay for already. Ridiculous. Yeah. But Non, what about all the brown people taking our jobs? Exactly. See, this is what they want you to do. They want you to point the finger at the other person. Because they're the real problem. The immigrants are the real problem. That's really what's wrong with our country. I was like, you can see what they're doing. If you just pay attention, you can see exactly what they're doing. It's not that complicated, you know? Yeah. Been watching Fallout 2. It's been good. I like Fallout. It's really sad. It's sad that they had to put that on Amazon. I'm not resuming Amazon Music. I'm going to go back to ripping my CDs. Do it, man. I think Dark Torlin's doing the exact same thing. He's going to stop paying for streaming music and just rip a whole bunch of old CDs. Just rip. Those CDs rip, you know? Ripping CDs, man. It's fun. I say as I listen to Spotify in the background, but you know, to confirm you're an adult outside of the age inference model, you have 2 options. Discord's built-in facial age estimation features. I told somebody I was almost 40 the other day, and they're like, "You don't look like you're almost 40." I was like, I feel it. I like both feel it and don't feel it. My hairline knows that I'm 40. That's for sure. Discord says it's working on further methods it may introduce later. What other method? A urine sample? I'm going to wait a day out of respect for the people in the Discord labs because there was an asparagus issue. So I think they'll appreciate that I waited. Yeah. Blood drawn at log. Yeah, we're just going to prick your thumb every time you use Touch ID. There was an idea somebody mentioned that like you could potentially like third party age verification where, so like Apple, right? Or your phone or your Android phone. In order to like start accounts there, you have to like age verify. So why can't they send a handshake from Apple or from your Google account that says, "Hey, this guy passes all the age verification stuff we have. This account's X years old. He's done everything we can," and they handshake just a yes or no off to a third party, right? Now, do I trust Apple and Google? But they also already know how old I am. You know, like they have so much information about me already. It seems like they should be able to verify without me having to present my papers, citizen, in order to access this content. Wait, hold, citizen. Let me see your papers before you can chat on Discord with your friends. You know, like, I don't know. So the billionaires can siphon our blood. Brilliant. It's not the blood they want to siphon. I hate that bathing in the blood of the youth keeps your skin supple and wrinkle-free. That's in the release from devices. However, I'm not getting Nitro going forward as well. It hurts their wallet. You know, I think that might be a good idea. If they're actually going to, I don't know. I could totally understand canceling Nitro for that. I was going to say I'm going to do that too, but I'm going to say that might be something that I do. The baby settings aren't horrible yet, but again, I'm worried about where it goes from there after that. You know, I'm worried about having my government ID linked to my account, which to be fair, they can already find out who you are if they want to, but why am I making it easy for them? You know, you laugh at my comment, but how else do we explain Bozo's smooth head? Probably a high concentration of testosterone.
It's Chuck Norris with water. It's a roundhouse kick
Oh, thank
of
you.
hydration.
It's a hormone issue mostly. As people age, it's a hormone issue really, and really what they need is some HRT, and they'd be fine. Maybe not only, but you know. You can cancel Nitro and ask for a prorated refund through their arbitration email request. Oh. Ooh, okay. By the way, I got my rug into my room and my cat loves the rug. Nice. Nice. She's into play right now. That's cute. I love a playful cat. I wonder if that's why my skin is so smooth right now from prednisone. Maybe. Has that been helping? Prednisone. What does prednisone do? I'm not gonna like doctor medication, but oh, okay, yeah, anti-inflammatory stuff. It's a steroid. Oh yeah. Ursa's like, I want steroids. Do you get all amped up now? I don't know if that actually happens, but it can to some people. Lawful Masses with Leonard French did a short on how and has a link to in its if it's okay to share. Absolutely, throw it in the chat. Sometimes links are weird. They'll break, but if it does, I'll throw it on for you too. Yeah, see, I don't know why it does that, True Celt. It's so weird. Some people are allowed to do it, some people are not, but here we go. There we go. Thank you. Good day, Gubna. Hello, sorry. Hello. The skincare girlies are gonna hear that and make it the next retinol. You won't be able to get it. Just wanted to try. Yeah, for some reason you're good. It's just certain people. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I still don't get it. I'll be super roided up. Yeah. The stuff after the question mark is the tracking. Oh, interesting. So if I use that, I could track down True Celt. Is that what you're telling me? I didn't know that. Interesting. I recommend deleting it. Fair enough. I'm not subscribed and Twitch hates me telling people about resources. It always thinks I'm rickrolling everyone. It's not just you. There's just certain people that it's like, you're not gonna be able to put in a link, you know. Come give me big hugs, I'll find you. I will find you. I will hug you. I have a particular set of skills in hugging. True Celt, do you think you'll make it to LootsCon this year? I would love to see you again. I had so much fun with you the first year. Jacked and smooth. That's kind of what I want to be at the end of the day. Like, I know that this isn't getting any better for me. This is about as good as it's going to get. Once that happens, I'm just going to get jacked and smooth. You're going to be able to see like that glare on my dome. And then I'm just going to get super jacked. That's what's going to happen. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Gen Con badges went on sale, didn't they? They did. You got your Gen Con badge? Nice. I think if I do go, I'm not probably going to go to Gen Con. I think I'll probably just hang out. But yeah. Definitely get the passes. Or you guys should go. I've gone. Each time I've been, I've gone. So like I feel like I've got the experience down, but it saves me a little bit of money not having to go. If you go, I'll most likely will be there. We're still kind of working out. I guess there's a world where if my bonus hits and it's horrible, maybe I don't, but you know, just go Saturday. That's a good idea too, man. There is a world where maybe if the MIP, the bonus here that we get like in June is absolutely horrible, then I might have to save the money, but I'm hoping it'll be all right. And as of right now, we're still kind of planning it out. We're planning for Ashley and Zeke to come. We're still trying to trying to think through all that, you know, and figure out how that's going to work. Going to get passes to go Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, hoping we can drive home Sunday because I'll be ready to be home by then. Also need to talk where we're staying because all the close hotels are booked. You should stay at the Airbnb. Talk to Lutz Magoots. Yeah, if you guys are coming, actually, definitely talk to Lutz Magoots because there's a LutzCon chat that they can add you to with details. And the more people that stay at the Airbnb, the less expensive it'll be for everybody. The way it worked out this year, I get home from vacation on Friday. No, then a work meeting. Then I have to drive out on Monday. No wiggle room at all. Dang it, Ams. I know you're going to try to drive down. Oh, you're in it, but it's quiet. Okay. Well, you might not be in the late. You might be in the one from last year. There might be another one. Well, it depends. Yeah, absolutely true. Yeah, this is all Lutz Magoots's thing. So you should talk to Lutz Magoots to figure out how many. You know, it's a game convention, like board game kind of convention. You know. Well, this way I won't give you herpes. Good Lord, Ans. I mean, thank you. I guess. Coleman doesn't want you there. Coleman definitely wants you there. I feel like your names were on the list, but we should verify. Because again, it's not my event. Not my event. Talk to Lutz McGoots for more information. Let's see. Let's see what's going on over here. Oh, shoot. Guys, I was supposed to go to work today. I gotta go. I do have to go. I'd love to go Friday, too, but I have zero PTO to spare with wedding and whatnot. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Cora invited me, so that overrides Coleman. It sure does. Coleman doesn't want you there. Coleman doesn't want anyone there but Spooky. What am I, chopped liver? You don't want me there either? So, yeah, we'll see. We'll have to do a lot of, we're going to probably drive it. And also we're literally passing by my parents' house on the way there. So we might see them maybe on the way back. We might stop and see, which adds another day. I don't know. There's just a lot of logistics stuff we gotta kind of work through, you know? Lots of stuff. Actually, I'm afraid to stay with everyone and have to see what a gross human I am. First off, lies. Second off, typically, I don't know, in years past, all I'll say is in years past, there's been an opportunity for people to have their own spaces as well, depending on how big the house is. I'm not, yeah. Is this your Ashley's going with you? Potentially. We're still working that all out. There's a lot of logistics that we got to work out for that one, because we want to make sure that she and Zeke both have space to kind of pull away when it's time for him to go to bed, but also not be a wet blanket to everybody else in the house, bringing the one group that brings a kid, we don't want to harsh anybody's vibe. And we also want to make sure that, he has space to pull away to get his sleep. He needs his beauty sleep, So we're kind of still working that out, but that is the plan so far. Let's see who's on this morning. We could go on over to, who's this guy? We could go on over to the Brick Bods. Who is doing Air Balloon-tastic? Oh, we've been over here before. Yeah, we've been over here with them before. Okay. Maybe a place we haven't been to in a little while. Speak of the actual devil from the Bible. Hello, Lutz Magoots. Hi, buddy. We're just talking about Lutz Khan. Let's see. Believe what? That I'm a gross human being? Hey. Sorry, Lutz, you're not the devil. I've been listening to you talk about me. Hopefully you heard me every time say, you should go talk to Lutz Magoots. It's not my event. Please go talk to Lutz Magoots. I'm just telling you what I know at this current moment. It's so good to see you, though, Lutz. I hope you're doing well. I didn't say anything because I'm sneaky. He likes to hear people talk about him behind his back. I actually like that, too. I like to go into spaces and oh, hey, they're talking about me and they don't know I'm there. It just feels more genuine to me, right? When they say something nice about me, I'm like, oh, they're not saying this because they think I'm listening. Yeah. Oh, I am a regular guy.
You are a regular guy. You can enter a space. You are a regular guy. You can enter a room. You are a regular guy. You can do that transaction. You are a regular guy. You know how to answer the phone. You are a regular guy. You know what sleep is. You are a regular guy. You know how to wake up. You are a regular guy. You know how to move through space. You are a regular guy. You know what it means to be you.
So true. So true. I'm a little eavesdropper. You can enter a space. Anyway, they say something mean and it's like, ooh, they're like, that guy sucks. I hate him so much. Like, oh, at least then you'll know. You'll find out who your friends are, as they say. Find out who your friends are. There's a song like that. Okay. Anyway, I'm late. I'm extra late now. I might just go ahead and dump you guys. I think I'm just gonna dump you. I'm gonna dump you wherever. And you guys have an absolutely wonderful day. Go off. Do as you will. Yeah. Because now I've spent a lot of time. I'd rather spend an extra 10 minutes with you guys, you know, to be honest with you. See you later, Ams. Have a good one. Gonna get ready for work anyways. Makes sense. Makes sense. I have to too. I have to put all this stuff away now before I get on a camera call here in a little bit. Look, I have a freaking camera. I have a freaking work camera over here. I think what they're gonna do is once they get everybody back in the office, they're gonna say, if you're not in the office, you are required to have your camera on. I feel like it's coming. I feel like a lot of the leaders have started using cameras in every single meeting, and I feel like it's coming. Leave the Lego out for the camera call. It's everywhere though. I really need to pick it up. It looks a little obnoxious if I don't. When daylight savings time comes a knocking, it's coming soon. Coming soon. Yeah, I have a feeling. Guys, I hope you have an absolutely wonderful Tuesday. I'll see you here tomorrow. Same time, same place, same dawn. And we'll continue, we'll continue sorting Lego, we'll continue sipping and seeing. I have a couple of sets I need to do. I need to work out a day where I can actually build something. That'd be fun. They're doing that for us for in-office for business-facing calls. Yeah. I think that's going to be the thing is like, yeah, if you're not in, then you're required to be visual for everybody. Anyway. What a wonderful world this is. What a great country, right? Isn't this great? This is awesome. I love this so much. All right, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.